Welcome back to RamZland. Today I want to show you how to make your own Electrophorus plate. Check this out. To make my Electrophorus plate, I'm using aluminum pie pans, I'm using styrofoam plates, cups, or you can use a plastic cup, just a little bit of aluminum foil, some string, this is rabbit fur, plastic straws, a hot glue gun, and some scissors. The first step is to take your cup and put it in the middle of your aluminum pie pan. Take your hot glue gun and just glue the edges around the cup so it stays right there in the middle of your pan. Once the cup is glued to the middle of the pan, take some scissors and slowly bore a hole that's large enough to fit your straw through both ends of your cup. So it looks like that. Next, take your straw and just thread it through the hole in the cup through both ends. So it looks like this. Now you're ready to cut a short piece of string to hang your conductor. The next step is to make the conductor that'll hang from the string. Cut a small piece from the end of your straw and wrap a piece of aluminum foil around it and maybe tack it on with a little bit of hot glue. So you're just gonna wrap this around the straw. Okay, once you have aluminum foil around the end of the straw, take the string and put it in the straw and just put a little dab of hot glue there just to hold the string in. Now you're gonna glue the other end of the string into the straw that's threaded through the cup on your pie pan. So I would measure this so that your conductor dangles just low enough to touch the edge of the pan. So thread the string in there. When it's right about at that height, just put a little dab of hot glue right there so that your conductor hangs and touches the pan right here in the middle. Okay, so when the string is glued on both ends, you want it to hang down just long enough so the conductor touches the edge of the pie plate. And you can control that just by pulling the end of the straw further this way or this way so that the string hangs down and it just meets the edge right here. Okay, now it's time to use the triboelectric effect to test our Electrophorus plate. We're going to do that with the rabbit fur. So when you rub rabbit fur on styrofoam, it has a tendency to lose electrons. The styrofoam has a tendency to gain electrons until it has a net negative charge, which you can certainly test just by simply touching it with the aluminum plate. So I'm going to hold the aluminum plate by the plastic cup. I'm going to touch the styrofoam plates and look what happens. The plate sticks to the pie pan. That's because the plate now has a negative charge, the pie pan has more of a positive charge. Opposites attract. Now let's test our conductor that's dangling on the end of the straw. Check this out. So I'm going to take my pie pan, I'm going to hold it by the cup, which is an insulator, and when I put the pie pan on the styrofoam, you can see that the little conductor is repelled. They have the same charge, likes repel. Now look what happens when my finger gets close to the conductor. I start to decrease the resistance as that conductor is attracted to my finger. See how it's attracted to my finger? Now watch what happens if it touches my finger. I start to decrease the voltage in the pan as those electrons flow from the pan to my finger. And I can do this over and over again by simply lifting the pan by the cup. The plastic cup's an insulator, so don't actually touch the pan with your hand. And then when I bring it back down to the styrofoam plate, again, you see that the little conductor is repelling the aluminum plate. If I get my finger close to it, you can see the attraction there. And I'm decreasing the resistance as it's attracted. Now I'm decreasing the voltage in the pan as the conductor moves back and forth. Okay, in this demonstration, I'm going to use a needle and I'm not going to touch the conductor. I'm just going to get close to it and we're going to see if we can have the flow of electrons through charged particles in the air. Look at that. It's moving, but I'm not actually touching the conductor. Just getting close to it. But there are charged particles in the air that are causing the conductor to transfer electrons from the plate. Isn't that amazing? Let's try that again. All right, so here's the needle. I'm not going to touch the conductor. See if we can transfer electrons through particles in the air. Look at that, I'm not even touching it. Here's the needle. I'm not even touching the conductor, and it's still moving back and forth. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So our Electrophorus works by electrostatic induction. By rubbing the rabbit fur on the styrofoam plate, it picks up electrons and has a net negative charge. The aluminum pie pan becomes polarized. It has a positive charge near the bottom of the pan that's attracted to the styrofoam and has a negative charge near the top of the pan that can be discharged simply by touching it with your finger. I hope you enjoyed today's edition of RamZland, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this presentation, be sure to remember to like and subscribe.